Willie, just kind of your overall thoughts on the night, obviously, and with it's not a loss you want to take with honoring Bobby Winkles.
No, the Bobby Winkles tribute was the best thing about tonight, all the way around. What a tremendous man to honor, and the statue going up in the stadium was a great deal, a great thing. And all the support of his former players that were there that donated the money to get that statue in our stadium that was obviously well deserved. Coach Winkles, the godfather of this program, that set this thing in motion and got it off running and built the proud tradition here. So tremendous event, outstanding event, and on the flip side, we did not honor him the way we were supposed to.
How do you keep this clubhouse kind of together as these kind of disheartening losses start to pile up a little bit?
That's it's a good question. It's certainly a challenge, right now, and everyone's being challenged, and the adversity's punching us in the face pretty good. I took this as an opportunity after the game to remind these guys on what's expected of them from a fundamental standpoint, which is nothing that they're not capable of doing. I think guys are, I'm assuming, pressing really too hard and overcomplicating the game and trying to do too much, and instead of just going back to the basic fundamentals and trying to be really good at those. And what else can you do at this point? We're not asking them to do something again that they're not capable of doing. We just very basic stuff. We just got to be better at that basic stuff. This is tough right now. I'm not gonna lie. The guys are frustrated. I'm certainly frustrated. But what choice do we have? We got to keep pressing, and we got to try to keep coaching and getting these guys better. And at the end of the day, when they leave here, they at least hope and know that we as a staff, gave our all to them and tried to coach them the best we could and teach them the game of baseball the right way. And whether these guys go on and play for 15 more years or they're done after this year, at least they're going to know, hopefully, that we tried to preach the right things to them.
20 some odd games left, time's kind of running out to make your run, try to make a postseason chase. How do you turn this thing around?
One game at a time, one pitch at a time. Like I said, just trying to get back to the fundamentals of what can make us a good team, and we can't look at it as 20 some odd games left. We got to look at, we got to win the first pitch tomorrow, and that's it. And then pitch by pitch, we have to win, just keep winning pitches and focus on the things that individually make them good and what as a team makes us good. So if we can get back to that, and take one game at a time, you never know what can happen, but we gotta get a lot better in a lot of categories right now.
What is your personal emotional state right now?
I have not. I will refuse to ever give up on these guys. I believe in them. Maybe that's what makes this hurt a little bit, for me, or hurt a lot more than maybe normal, is that I know what these guys are capable of doing, and we're still falling short of that. And I still have high expectations for this team, and I have high expectations for a lot of individuals in there. And so I take it personally when we're not attaining what we're capable of doing, in my opinion. So that part gets frustrating for me, because I care. I want this program to do well, and I want these kids to do well. And I will tell you one thing, that top to bottom, every one of those guys out there is continuing to work their butt off. And so from that standpoint, I have zero complaints. They care, they work, they're continuing to try. The effort is there. But like I said, right now, I think it's just, there's too much stuff jumbled in their minds, and let's just simplify it, man, and go out and be aggressive to the simple stuff. And, but I guess to answer the question, my state of mind is that, hey, I'm gonna keep coaching them the best I know how to, and keep trying to prepare them every day to get better, and expect them to continue to improve.
No walks today, 82 pitches just by their starter. Do you feel there could have been some things improved your guys' approaches?
Repeat that question, and then you'll have your answer. Yeah, 82 pitches and no walks, he carved us up. Our approach better be better than that, or it should be. first things first, the kid threw the heck out of the ball, so you tip your hat to him for that. Could our approach been better? Absolutely. You know, I mean, that's not what we expect to do. But that kid's crafty. He carved us up last year when he faced us as well. You know, we knew that. We knew what his repertoire was. We just we didn't really execute very well. We didn't, you know, the balls that we did square up, which were few and far between, were right at guys. We really could never get anything going off him. Kid knows how to pitch, but I still expect our guys to be better than that, and you know, hunt balls up in the zone better than they did. We just continued to chase breaking balls down and get out in front, and you know, the game plan was to get the ball up off that guy, and we just didn't do a very good job of it.
Can't be talked about the lack of in-game adjustments from a hitting standpoint. What do you think needs to go into that to be able to kind of square up guys as they get later into games?
Well, it goes back to the pregame, what we talked about. In my mind is get the ball up, you know, get the ball up and stay in the middle of the field, and we continue to chase down. So whether that's an in-game adjustment or ready from the first pitch adjustment, I would say they're one and the same. Like, we just have to be better from pitch one on what we're trying to do.
What would be your message to the alumni and fans who are in the stands tonight?
I appreciate you coming out and enjoying the ceremony. As far as the game is concerned, you guys deserve better than what we showed tonight.
You know, just tonight's loss, it marks a 5-game skid after five-game winning streak. What went right then that has dropped off as of late?
You know, I think we were finding ways to win. We were continuing to battle. I think offensively we started clicking a little bit better. Guys were making pitches when we needed to. It's just the cycle of winning baseball versus losing baseball. You make plays when you need to win, and you don't make plays when you lose. And we didn't make a whole lot of plays tonight, offensively or defensively, and we got our teeth kicked in. So the best thing I told them after this game is over and we learn from it is to flush it, and you know, you got to come ready again to play tomorrow. This thing can't snowball much longer. Like, we have to stop the bleeding and get back to doing the basic fundamental stuff and focus on that and not about the results. If we can focus on doing the fundamental things better, then the results will take care of themselves.
You mentioned at the ceremony there were a couple of things that you'd like to hear from Coach Winkles about. If you were around today, what are some of those things that you'd like to know from him, maybe get some advice on after tonight's game?
Well, you know, you heard a lot of those former players talk, and things that they were able to do back then that we're not able to do now, like run them, you know, and those type of things. But I would still, you know, love to get some advice on some of these things, to where, hey man, we're guys got black eyes and bloody lips and had their face beat in by, like we've had the last 5 or 6 games. What's the best way to get out of this stuff? You know, for me, it's, like I said, I doing the best I can on re-emphasizing the fundamentals. But I'd be curious to hear his take on it, like, because there's ways to get out of this, and you know, some coaches yell and scream and press and throw stuff, and I'll admit I've done that before too. But other times I think the best way is just refocus on the fundamental things, and we got to get better at that again.
Did listening to some of those alums tell those stories help you get a better picture of maybe what he would do in this situation, or what you could do?
Yes, but like I said, some of that stuff is not allowable anymore. So if I had my druthers, maybe we'd be out running on the field right now, but we can't do that anymore. So, but you know, he sounded, yeah, I got an opportunity to meet Coach Winkles, and just a fun personality. You can see why, if he took that personality to his players, what a guy, fun guy to be around, and a good personality to be around. But you know, yeah, we can all take a page or two from his book.
What do you make of the defensive struggles that you're seeing at this stage in the season?
Again, I go back to the plays that we're not making. Are we not capable of making them? Those are pretty routine, and that's all I ask of our guys is to make the routine play. I'm not asking them to make the ESPN highlight reel plays. I'm asking them to make the routine plays. So if they're not capable of doing that, then you know, I don't feel I'm asking too much. And again, it's not as if the work ethic and the preparation isn't there. I mean, we work tirelessly with these guys. So I don't know if it's a little bit of lack of focus, or if we're getting fatigued already after 34 games, which shouldn't be the case. But you know, bottom line, again, I don't expect, I expect more of our guys. And if that makes me wrong, then I guess I'm not the guy here, because I expect more of these guys, and they understand those expectations. And for some reason or other, they're just not, you know, we're having a hard time executing some of those routine things. So again, that's why I felt it necessary to refocus on what we expect as coaches from a routine standpoint. And let's simplify things. Let's get back to the basics and just do your basic job. And if we can do that, hopefully things can turn.
Thanks, Willie.
Thank you, Willie.